because of your purchase. Now, to bring it all into context, GDP is on the left side. And what we know about equations is that what happens on the left should happen to the right. Not true? Yeah, man, the Rotaract, so the whole on the right. So, GDP, what we said about GDP, it's output or a country's pocket. The first item is consumption. So, consumption is simply the utilization of goods and services. So every time you buy the sunshine snacks and act like you don't do it, every time you buy a movie ticket, anytime you use a good or service, it comes under consumption, right? On the second part, there's investment. Now, investment can come from two different sides. It can be either public or private, which I'll go into some more detail later. But on the first item, it's really talking about private investment. So let us say, for instance, you decide to participate in buying some stocks. I know a lot of you heard about buying in stocks. And you decide to buy some Sagicor stock or NCB, it would be recorded under investment. G now. G is talking about government expenditure. Now, everyone who works under the government, i.e. public sector, they would come under government expenditure. So soldiers, police, etc., nurses, they would come under government expenditure. And that bracket is called net exports. The whole thing is called net exports. It can also be represented as NX. So it simply means that whenever your exports are greater than your imports, it means that you're at a surplus. Whenever it's the other way around, it means that you're at a deficit. In other words, it's bad news. Because there can be a situation where M alone is greater than C, I, and G, and X. And that will cause GDP to go down. So, bringing it back into the focus of the discussion, which is infrastructure. Whenever consumption increases, it ties into some kind of infrastructure growth. Whenever we buy donuts from Honey Bun, after a while Honey Bun will see that they actually need to expand their factory because more goods are turning over, they're making more profits, and in order to continue this growth path, they would have to make a bigger factory. Reasonable? Right?
In theory.
Alright, good. So, C, because you bought the donut, will feed into the investment, which is building out that factory. So that comes under I. So that would be private investment. G now would be collecting, would be the government dealing with their expenditure. Now the government earns from one area. Can anybody tell me what that is?
Okay.
Say that again? One person. Tax? Good. So whenever you consume items, they would carry a tax called GCT. So that is how the government earns. Now the government getting that tax is what allows them to spend. So if they are not getting enough money from taxation, they won't be able to pay the soldiers, the policemen, the teachers, etc. So it's all connected. However, separate and apart from paying these salaries, the government will also need to build roads, bridges, stoplights, etc. Those are called public goods, the things that belong to the public. That also comes under public expenditure. Now, when we have bigger roads, it means that we can get to places faster. Reasonable? Because we can get to places, yeah, this is in theory, but we know that, yeah man, because it's rough, we're rough in Jamaica. But we know that when we have more lanes, it means that the taxi man them can just go on one and we can go about our business. Right? Because they are a law unto themselves, not true? Alright, good. So, because the taxi man them can do their own thing in that new lane, we can go about our business more efficiently. And because we can get to places on time, more efficiently, it means that we can be more productive. So, that is how it feeds back into GDP growth. So we discuss consumption. You buy the donut, right? That donut feeds into G, which is the taxation that the government earns. Honey Bun will need to expand to build more factories or even greater capacity so that they can produce more donuts. right? So that will come under I. Exports now. After a while, Honeybun will say, you know what? 14 parishes is not going to fulfill our ambitions. We want to hire more people. So we need to tap into new markets. We're going to start taking revenge and putting goods on Trinidad and turf. We can't just be consuming their peanut, they must eat our donut too, not true? But that is how GDP will grow. So that is how it feeds into X as well. So C and I and G and X are all coming together to show you how GDP is affected by all of these things that seemed disconnected before. Now we're going to bring up infrastructure again. Infrastructure, we spoke about how it dealt with productivity. The bigger roads, the taximan them can do their own thing, we can be more productive as citizens. Whenever we have more factories being built, it means that more persons will have to be hired in order to, one, maintain this new infrastructure, and two, build it in the first place. When we're going through the city of Kingston, we're seeing all of these projects taking place. A lot of construction, cement being laid out, a lot of people in work uniforms, you see the reflectors and the hats. It means that these industries are having